novels. So, but yeah, I don't think he had felt any great affinity for all that.
A lot of the pioneers of punk had read Burroughs extensively, like Iggy Pop, Lou Reed, and Will Shatter from Negative Trend. Some of the ideas kind of trickled into people's work, and then other people absorbed that work not knowing how much of it had come from Burroughs. Lust for Life by Iggy Pop has Johnny Yen and Hypnotizing Chickens, and I just thought it was really cool.
I wrote a song called Give Me Some Skin, which is one of my most depraved sounding numbers, apparently, people say. I love it, and I talk about him in it. I was 23 when I wrote it, and then there's one of his characters in a reference to him, and the lyric is, Typhoid Mary, she got soul, sucks all night on an old asshole. Whip it on out, whip it on in, give it to me, honey, you gotta give me some skin. And then the second verse is, Billy Billy Lee, ain't no fool, all the junkies think he's cool. He's a good vocal, you should hear it sometime, and it's particular.
Certainly someone like Dylan took a lot of inspiration as a wordsmith from stuff that Alan and William were doing, and the way they were approaching language and what they were writing. Very sort of modern kind of approach to just language and using it to uncover different truths. And I think that's why people in the music community have responded to Williams' work, is because there were a lot of ideas that he could take off from.
One of the early Dead Kennedy songs, the B-side of our first single, was The Man with the Dogs. The song itself, the lyrics were just not coming together. I couldn't figure out how I wanted to tell the story or what belonged where, and it was just kind of a big mess. And so I finally threw up my hands and figured, what have I got to lose? I'm going to try the Burroughs method. I'm going to cut up every single line of this song and move it around until I get something I like. And sure enough, it worked. Some of the examples of this, sometimes when I realize I'm going to do this in advance, the rough drafts sometimes have to be kept in plastic bags and come out more like this. This is Vulcanus 2000 from a later Lard project.
Fight tuberculosis, folks. Christmas Eve, an old junkie selling Christmas seals on North Park Street. The priest, they call him. Fight tuberculosis, folks.
The medium of the counterculture was collaboration, beginning with the obvious example of rock group.
The bunker there, and in the midst of the conversation, we got to Marlene Dietrich.
They had to cancel all her Australian tours. Would not heal. She refused to listen or even discuss the possibility of surgery.
And he started singing Falling in Love Again in German, and to me that signaled the beginning of the record. Oh, well, here's another William.